What makes tongue traps eject you when they hit the bottom of the loop? That just has to do with your origin. I can just, this is really easy to show. All right, will we get a sunken, or do I need to force one to spawn? Sunken. Okay, we had one, but it lagged, so my brain turned off and I skipped it. There it is. All right, first try. Let's go. We don't need this anymore. This one should be fairly easy to demonstrate. You just find a tongue trap. I guess I could just make a tongue trap if I can't find one. Yeah, of course there aren't any. All right, let's just make one. I think it's sticky trap is what these are called. Yeah, floor sticky trap. All right, so if we had one like right here and we ran into it, let's see if we can get that to happen. So if I was using my jetpack or something, I flew up into this. You turn off God mode so I actually get stunned by it properly, I think. There we go. Okay, so you can see here, I'm like not even touching it really. I'm not even sure like how it thinks I'm stuck to it right now, but it should just deposit me through the loop. So right there, I'm going to get teleported through the boundary of the level on the next frame. And let's see if that, yep, that just dropped me. And that's why that happens. Basically, my origin point was across the boundary, but the trap stopped. So I'm no longer touching its hitbox because its hitbox is not over here. Its hitbox is actually down. Let's see if I can get this to show. Aim, please. Its hitbox is all the way over here on this side of the loop, not up here. So that's why that happens, pretty much. So hopefully that made sense. That's just loop jank. But yeah, the trap stops right here, and it just deposits your origin. Right, need to turn Gamma back on. We can turn this off for a second here. But yeah, that's just the usual Cosmic Ocean collision jank. The collision doesn't exist anymore on the side of the loop that you're on. And that's going to depend on like how stuck in the trap you are. So for instance, I'm still on the correct side of the loop, so I'm touching the trap here. But if I wiggle a little further down like that, it dropped me through. And that's because my character origin, which is right basically where your eyes are for most of the characters, was across the teleporting border. Like, you don't even have to be stunned to reproduce the situation. You just have to move far down enough. So, like, this right here, I think, is as far as I can get it. Yep, there we go, and then it dropped me. But if I was higher up in the trap, I would have stayed on it. So, there you go. Any other questions? Anybody else have questions? Now's the time. I think stream basically ends when we're out of science questions, because I don't want to go super late today. It causes a little bit of burnout. I prefer to do like 6 to 8 hour streams instead of like 10 or 11 hours. Can I check if that deals fall damage when you land on the top tile? Is this the top tile of the level? I think it is. Yeah, this should be the top tile of the sunken, so... Yeah, right there. Alright, this is the top of the room. So in theory, this would be the setup that we want. So let's see if this works. No, that was fall damage. That would have definitely dealt fall damage. When you see the character flailing like that, that'll do the damage. So unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to be helpful. I'm trying to see if I can get like a specific lineup. Can you send a clip? Yeah, you should be able to. Actually, that wasn't fall damage. Interesting. Maybe there is a setup for this. Hold on. Alright, so I'm not moving. I'm not pressing any buttons. Let's see what happens if I just let this keep happening. No, that was fall damage this time. It must be very precise. Like, I wonder if it's like a frame... If it's like a sub-pixel thing, basically. That one was not fall damage. It's definitely possible to do it. But I'm not sure what plays into it. Because I can try. While we wait for the clip or whatever to show up. So let's stick ourselves in that trap. Let me turn off God mode. Okay, so I have wiggled myself down as low as I could possibly get. The game has... These things are weird. Did it stop early this time? God, I don't know. These things are weird. Let's see. Let it pull me back up. I actually slide up it a little bit. Alright, so what's going on here? I'm not even touching it. I'm literally not even touching this thing right now. I don't know where the collision is for this. Or if this is like on the next frame or something, I'm gonna get touched by it. Like, I'm not falling right now, right? I think I'm still... I'm not standing on anything. This is a nice sound, by the way. Yeah, I have no velocity. I'm not falling right now. Being stuck on things is like a special flag. I think it's actually called stuck in something. Yeah, this one right here. There's a special flag that stores this information, and maybe it's some combination of these two. I don't really know. Like, this is just... The tool devs just had to pick names for these. I don't really know how this works. It's not something I've dug into a lot. Let's see what happens when we hit the boundary. Alright, it's going to drop us on the next frame. And we have a bit of distance here. It immediately starts our falling timer. We had no velocity. Yeah, okay, so it can happen. If you, like, wiggle yourself really, really low on the trap, it can help. I don't know if there's any lineup for it, so I'm still waiting for that clip. AJ, whatever you want me to call you. So I'll keep looking at this in the meantime. Hopefully the chat's not preventing you from posting it. Clips should be enabled. The only thing I could think of here is the lineup could be to like tuck yourself into the top of the trap. So like if you climb up to the top maybe like this, and then like wiggle a little bit. I wonder if this like would do a lineup that would cause you to survive it. I do not have God mode on right now. Yeah, I don't know. This is a little... Like, again, you wouldn't have this. You would not have any visual aids for, like, where your collision is. So it's not like you could just visually line yourself up with this. Now, and see, that one was fall damage. Why am I not getting stunned? I think they only stun you if you're not touching them when they activate, is how these work. Alright, I'll turn God mode on again. And go back up here. I think the way that the way the stun works is they have to not be touching you, I think. So if I put myself in the trap, I don't get stunned. Let me give myself some health here before I die. I mean, I just put some floors under this, actually. But I believe that's how these work. I'm not 100% certain about that, but that's been my observation for these. Yeah, so if I let it touch me... turn off God mode. So if I let it touch me... There we go, I get stunned by it for 4 hours, because I hate these things. Let's see here. Yeah, if you're touching it when it turns on is my theory. So if I jump into it now, I'm gonna have to actually do this with frame perfect timing here. So if I jump into it while it's moving, let's see if that stuns me. Even if I like raise the top of it, yeah, that still stunned me. If you're climbing on the top of it when it turns on, do you get stunned? I don't think so, but you just saw what happened here. I touched it while it was already moving. But I think if you're already touching it when it starts moving, you don't get stunned. So, first of all, it's not going to activate when I do this, but if I go get like an enemy, what is that over there? Skeletons. Let's use a snake to trigger this real quick. Yeah, you see I was touching it, so I did not get stunned by it. I can hang out at the top of it like this here. Oh, interesting. I did get stunned if I was holding up there, and I did get stunned. I wonder if I detached from it. I wonder if that's what happened. There's a little bit more to it than I thought. I wonder if I detached from it, and then 1 frame later, it stuck me, and then of course I got pulled in the snake, it died. Oh. I didn't turn God mode back on. Well, good thing we have an infinite supply of onks, huh? Seems easy. I don't know why people think it's so difficult. I don't know why I have so much trouble finishing CO runs. There we go. Onks forever. Just walk through the jelly real quick. Alright, snake, get out of that. That's not what I wanted to destroy there. I keep wanting to call them tongue traps. Alright, sticky traps, same position, put the snake down. You have 1 million deaths. Yeah, if you walk through the jelly, it just... This is what happens. I actually have some scuffed ghost and jelly deaths because of that. We go look at these real quick. Before, Overlunky basically turned off the ability to write to your save file. So I have like 4,524 deaths to the ghost, and then the cosmic jelly... It's like in the... Yeah, it's like 2,000 or something. If I stand in here, it was 2938, so if I just stand in here for a little while, and then step out and go check it again... And back to CO. There we go. Now it's 3,141. Every frame that you're standing in it, your journal just registers a kill. I don't know why that's the way they did it. They just, I guess, assumed that you wouldn't have God mode or anything, which is fair, but also yeah, that's right. Those are digits of pi, aren't they? That's cute. But yeah, that's why those numbers are so high. I was messing around in Overlunky before that tech got changed. All right, anyways, back to this. My question is, why am I getting stunned at the top? And I think I know what the answer is, so let me go hang out on the top of this thing for a moment. Snake, get out of there. Don't touch that. It's gross. I don't know where that's been. It's so janky. All right, so I'm holding up right now. I'm actually not able to climb it very consistently. I can't climb it at all. If I move to the left, I grab it, and then I get detached from it again. This is very weird. All right, well, let's see what happens if I just hold up when the snake triggers it. All right. Huh. Like, on the frame that I grabbed is when I got stunned. I have God mode on, actually, so that messed with it a little bit. Let's reset that. Pull the snake out, just to make sure God mode's not interfering with this in any way. So I would be in this position, with God turned off. I can't even grab it anymore. I'll try to jump. There we go. Okay, so we're at the top now, and I'm just holding up. Yeah, I grab it, and then one frame later I get stunned. So you don't want to grab the rope. That's what it is, I think. Grabbing the rope, it probably clears the flag for stuck in something. Wherever that is, I think there's more flags. Yeah, grabbing the rope, I think, clears these two flags, and that allows it to stun you, because it thinks that you were not touching it when it started moving. But if you're already stuck in it and then it starts moving, you don't get stunned. I believe that's what's going on here. So let me turn on God mode, unstun myself, and I'll check that one more time. But I think that's the mystery of how these things stun you. It's just if you're already stuck in something when it starts moving, then it doesn't stun you. That seems to be all that goes into it. So let me get myself back in here. God mode off. Let's watch the flags when it starts moving. So I'm holding up right now. It just started moving. I'm no longer stuck in it because I'm holding up, so I probably... What state am I in right now? I'm attached to the... whatever this last piece thing... This is the rope, essentially. I'm climbing, like, the rope right here, this object. So I think on the next frame, because I'm not stuck in it anymore, and it's moving, the game is going to say, oh, we're going to stun you now because you got hit by the sticky trap. So I think that's what's going to happen. So let's advance one frame. Actually didn't do it yet. So we got one frame of climbing. We're not stunned yet. We'll be on the next frame. We're definitely climbing it now. We're in the climbing state. There we go. Next frame after that it happened. So I think it had to clear both of these flags. This one and then like the delay one. I don't know why they did this. There's probably some technical nonsense behind it. But essentially, as long as you don't climb the rope or the tongue or whatever you want to call it, disgusting thing, you won't get stunned. So let me turn God mode back on. And again, as we showed here, you touch this thing all you want. As long as you don't climb it, and you're in the trigger range, it just won't do anything. You said to the Discord clips. All right, I'll look at that in a second here. Any other questions about these? Or does this answer most of the mystery? Like, as far as, again, the setup for this, I do not know, like, what you could do to set it up. Like, maybe you could, like, do this. All I could think is maybe tuck yourself into the ceiling, then hold a direction until you trigger it, and then just, like, wait. And maybe this would give you, like, a lineup. Am I doing the money pull? I guess I could set that up today. Excuse me, get out of the way. Just see if this works. Oh, well, there you go. That worked. I don't know how consistent that is, but I tucked myself into the ceiling. I moved to the side. Like, I just wiggled to the side a little bit until it activated, and then I was able to do it. Let's try that one more time, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So, again, you do something like this. You bop yourself all the way up to the top, and then without these visual aids, let me turn all this off. without these visual aids, let's just, like one little teeny bit at a time, let's ease ourselves over and then just see if that's a consistent lineup. Soundtrack ended. Let me reset it real quick. Shuffle. I only have 2 hours of science music. I'm slowly adding new stuff to it, so it's getting bigger. Now, there's work to be done there. I don't know how long we've been doing this in dead silence. Alright, so let's just see if this works. If you just don't press any buttons, will I take the fall damage? I have God mode turned off. Nah, I took the fall damage. So I don't know, there might be more to this. This could be an interesting technique for like loco runs, but as it stands, I don't have a good setup for that. I'm not sure how precise it is. It might have to do with like how far the trap has to move as well, so it could be really nasty to actually get that lineup to work.